But what is real? What is real? Somebody tell me what's really real. In this dream, it seems so...
That's a miracle by itself.
Yeah.
Everybody looking to manifest this and manifest that, use their power to this. Why don't you just understand that you are already a wonderful manifestation of this character that you are? Flow show.
All right, everyone. So, I want to welcome you all to the very first transmission ever of the Ray Fango Flow Show. And this will be the man everyone will be getting to know and to love, Ray Fango himself. So, share with the people, who is Ray Fango?
Ray Fango is a character that I'm playing in this game right now. I would call it a game, but most of you all would call it life. Ray Fango is a character, and hear how that name came about. My grandfather and I was best friends, and I loved him like that. And he used to call me Fango. That's a long story by itself. Rafa is my middle name, and in honor of my grandfather, I just took a little piece of the middle name with the Fang, and it's time to go. So that where Fango come from.
Right. And the flow, where did flow come from for Ray Fango flow?
In my 52 years of existing in this game, I played a lot of games where I went against the grain. And that caused the flow of the current to be stagnant because everything is energy. And if you want to have a positive game in this experience, you have to keep the flow going. So when you really realize who it is you are, you realize that the best thing to do is just be and flow with everything. So that's where the flow came in. So,
and so a niche of your music, or you might, some might want to call it in the conscious community, some might call it areas of transmissions or messages through sound or what have you, whatever you choose to subscribe to. But the message behind consciousness, which we could, when people begin to listen to music more intensively, consciousness is like one of the most common things you keep hearing it in the ears. What is the essence of the message behind consciousness?
Every single thing is consciousness. Consciousness is another word for awareness. Is another word for consciousness is God, Creator, infinite oneness. Everything is consciousness. So the only game I intend to play moving forward in this existence is the consciousness game, which is the only game that will last throughout eternity.
And I should say, the community that is more inclined to consciousness, we often hear the term frequency used a lot. Is there any difference between consciousness and frequency? What is frequency really?
Well, first of all, let me just be clear to let you know that I don't have a teacher's degree in these particular informations that you're asking me. But I will give you the information from my perspective as to what consciousness is all about. Now, there are different words we use to explain different things. So I'm going to explain it as simply for everybody to, how should I say? Okay. I would say it in the simplest forms and using words that everybody are accustomed with already. This experience we having is an energetic experience. Everything is energy. The energy, electricity, call it what you want. But whatever it is you believe God to be is pure energy. Now, from some of the information we receive, we realize this energy does something called vibrating. It's vibrating in different patterns. Now, we don't get too deep, but you was asking about frequency. So I believe frequency now is just that word we use for patterns. So everything vibrates in different frequencies. So God vibrates in different frequencies. Everything is what we call God. I don't like to use that name particularly. No offense to nobody. I prefer source. Everything is a source, vibrating in different frequencies. We are all characters of the source, vibrating in our own patterns, playing our own games.
Oh, nice, nice. And so the message is consciousness, the very message that what consciousness is.
Uh-huh.
How could human beings as a whole benefit from that?
Wow. You say, how can human beings benefit from that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Believe it or not, the most beneficial information you would receive as a conscious being of light is to know is to remember first and foremost, you're not a human being. Now I know that sounds crazy. You are pure consciousness. Whether you call it imagining or dreaming, I prefer to say dreaming, that you're having this experience as a human being. And you could do that as consciousness, because that's who you are. That's how powerful you are. Everything you are. And you're just imagining that you're being this human being, but in all actuality, you are pure consciousness, having a human experience in one of the games that you created to play with and play with yourself. For whatever reason, I can't remember that right now.
Wow. I was serious in advance. I was profound. I wasn't expecting that answer. So that would lead me to our next question, because I'm sure everyone listening, everyone watching will want to know the inspiration behind the music.
Wow.
Where does it really come from? Because we see in that, okay, calypso influenced soca music, right? Hip hop influenced drill music. However, your content, your niche, as they might want to take, your genre of music, what was the real inspiration behind all of
that? Like I said, I'm 52 years old. Sorry, I'm 52 years being. And at the age of 18 till I say 23, I dibble and dabble in a lot of music in foreign, in America. Make a long story short, I always felt in my heart like if a man or a woman had the opportunity to be heard internationally, that their voice should inspire people to live better. So I guess that's why the music never really went forward for me in past experiences. Now, there's no such thing as the past, but that's another story by itself. Everything is really now. But anyway, we're talking about the now. I have to cut the story short, or else it's going to kill the battery on your camera. So what I'm saying is, right. When I thought, years later, in Trinidad, playing the game of husband, loving husband to a beautiful wife and 2 kids, 1 million cats and 1 dog. Anyway, we ain't going there. As I'm playing that game, I thought I wanted to plant food and just mind my business, not realizing that there was something that I came here to do. Now, I know I'm cutting up this story, but just follow what I'm saying.
As I say, you're going to flow.
Right. In the midst of trying to plant some food, it wasn't running smooth. I didn't know what else to do, and sometimes I was feeling real confused. Then I came tumbling down, then I went tumbling down, flipping off the mountain in my Toyota Hilux on my way to remember what I came here to do. I came to plant some seeds of remembrance of our true identity. That's what I came to do. So I say that to say, me and my cousin, the one doing the interview right now, was trying to plant some food. And we went flipping down off the mountain over 100 feet.
Yeah.
Where you broke up your legs and I broke up my hand. And you went on your mission to remembrance, and I went on my mission to remembrance. And as we had time to heal, we remembered what it is we came here to do.
I think this area actually 210.
Well, boy, I want to say 150 because I don't like to exaggerate, but my version and them tell me is almost 300 feet. All I know is love is the way we win this game. Unconditional love is the way we win this game. We're going to talk about that episode the next time. So that's it. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. It was perfect. It was perfect because if that didn't happen, we wouldn't be sitting down here right now. You understand? So that's why everybody has to understand that they are the source. And no matter how good or bad the situation looks, there's no such thing as good or bad. It just is. It just is what it is. Take yourself out the equation. Humble yourself. Enjoy the ride. It just is. You ask God what God's business is and see what answer you get. Is your business? Is my business. Because we are the creators of this reality. And collectively, we creating this wonderful dream. So back to what we were saying about the music now. I sat down here recovering and, thinking to myself, at the time I wasn't at the frequency of understanding that I am at now, if you understand what I'm saying. But I came to realize sooner rather than later what it is I came here to do. And although I didn't want nothing to do with the music anymore, my wife is a beautiful singer, and I always tell her as soon as she's ready, I'll find something to accommodate her dream. Not knowing that I'll be getting back into this thing. So as I sat here with myself, I started to use my imagination to create the reality that I want. I questioned myself, and I kept it real and real with myself. And it went something like this. Okay, you're the source. You're playing this game all by yourself. And all these characters that you think you see and all these things that you think that you see is just all within you. So what do you do now? What do you do now? You continue to create. So I set up a little team of what we would call guides, helps, angels. I could do that. Once I used my imagination, I created a team and I said, okay, fellas, ladies, this is what we're going to do. We're not on no fame, we're not on no fortune. We are here on a mission to remind ourselves in the form of all our co-creators what it is we're here to do. And what we're here to do is remember we are love champions. We are champions of love. Remember who you are. We are the champions of love. Remember who you are. We are love like champions. Do you remember now that we are love, 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 love? Very soon now all we will wake up in love. So let's fast forward now as we sat there and we came up with this creation to go forward with the music. Everything that I've been meditating on within myself for the past few years has just been channeling out of me, just been flowing out of me to the point where I had to put it down on paper and then come to the conclusion that I had to come out of the bush for a little bit and get back on track with the mission I really came here to do, which is raise the frequency of love. But it might sound like some mama guy kind of thing, but we don't play them games. It's genuine, unconditional love. And when you realize and remember who you really are, everything becomes perfectly neutral. You have no more issues. Your neighbor is yourself. Your enemy is yourself. How are you going to get out of certain situations, young man, young woman, that you got yourself into? All I could recommend is loving yourself first and foremost, and following yourself. You got yourself into it, you get yourself out of it. If you like being in it, stay in it. If you don't, then get out of it. How do you do that? Change the way you think. Change the way you think.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Everybody looking for love. Everybody looking for peace. Everybody looking for righteousness. I done with that. I am the love. I am the peace. I am the righteousness. And I ain't looking for nothing in return, because I am that. And that I am. And so are you. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, let me fast forward so we can cover that question. So we sat down there, me and my lovely team. Remember, this is all in my imagination now. You got your own imagination to imagine. And we wrote 22 songs in 1 month. I had no studio, so I hooked up with a friend. I went and chose some mortar on a studio for him and built up a few blocks, and I got a chance to record this song that you will soon get a chance to hear. And many more like that will be coming. So, the inspiration for the music, if that's even the question you ask me, because you know how it is be, the inspiration for the music is simply unconditional love.
That's true. But I listen to a lot of it. And that's the number one thing you hear from it. Above everything else, unconditional love, within the lyrics. And I guess that is what would set apart the music that already saturated the airwaves that you already hear on a day-to-day basis, regardless of the genre of music or whatever. Now, so I would just play that as advocate for a minute here, because as a key person on love, unconditional love. And my next question would be, as persons that want to demonstrate that form of unconditional love, how do you go about dealing with persons that give their definition of love, but in truth and fact it shows a more selfish agenda? Accept the way I love, and just, if you have any kind of input or thoughts about the way I love, then you're the person that wrong. Is that what really love is, or is that some watered down generic kind of, what I'm looking for? A generic proverbial crutch, so to speak, to
It's called unconditional love. Unconditional love is understanding that everyone is the source. Everyone is the same material, having different experiences, like I said before. So if you encounter somebody who's on a different frequency from you because they don't remember as much as you in the game yet, we have to be patient. We have to be accepting of the reality that they chose to create for themselves. And like a lot of them good books say, there's some good books out there, but they're real cantankerous too when they're ready. But like they say, shine your light. Shine your light. That's all you got to do. We are all light. Once your light shining, you might approach a brethren or sister who in a dark situation in their experience. And if your light shining bright, they'll be able to see where they're going. But if you start playing that that old game, that old Christopher Columbus game of judging people and all kind of thing, and watching people like they're different from you, then there's nothing wrong with that. You would just stay in the frequency of existence of a low character and tell the truth. Nobody don't like the low character games. That is hell. You're looking for hell, you're looking for heaven, you're looking for heaven and hell. All that operating in you. And when I say you, source, in you, but in this meat suit now, I'm going to give you a quick idea of what heaven and hell is. Every opportunity you get to be, all you thinking about is past events, what hurt and pain you went through, who do this to you, who do that to you, what kind of isms and schisms you up to take advantage of people. That is hell. Blaming everybody for your experience. That is hell. You just feel it within yourself. Be truthful, or be authentic with yourself. That is hell. Now when you're living in love, you're neutral to everything. You're understanding everything is one. So you're non-judgmental and you're supporting your co-creators instead of condemning them. You're living in that conscious state of heaven. So everything is consciousness. Look at it like everything is in your mind. Really not your mind, but I call consciousness another part of your mind. Everything taking place in your mind.
Right.
And what you create with your mind is going to be your reality.
Yeah.
So spend time focusing on the things that you want to create. And stop focusing on the things that you don't want to create. But just remember, unconditional love is the way we win this game.
Right.
For real.
Yep, for real. Yeah. So, before we close, right, I just want to find out your thoughts on something that has been going on, but it happened last year, 2024, right? So, there was sightings of aliens. And I had to make sure and check the source repeatedly to make sure it wasn't a hoax or anything, but there was actual sighting of aliens. And in 2024, the sightings occurred in New Jersey, parts of Oregon in the US, and even as far as Ireland. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the sighting of these aliens? Because, as you mentioned, this game we in.
Yeah.
I probably thinking there's a couple of new unlocked characters that happen, so they just happen to appear in the game, right? So what's your thoughts on it?
Wow. I have a lot of thoughts on that particular subject. Might sound funny to you, might sound interesting to you, and it might sound real miraculous to you. But I prefer to just keep it real simple.
Yeah.
Here are my genuine thoughts, along with every other genuine thought form that I brought forth today on this lovely little program. Wow. Best way I can say that is this. Who do you think you are? You need to know you already are. Brave, you are so brave. You chose this frequency. You chose this game. Experience is what you came to do. Everything as me and you. No right or wrong in this sweet dream. We are the power to change the scene. Now, put your ego aside. I do not think of it like this, right? We'll go into the halls with all the mirrors on the walls. Now pay attention to the mirrors and tell me what it is you see. Do you see clearly now? Extraterrestrials are we. We are the extraterrestrials.
Oh.
Source is everything.
So it's not like Elon Musk just decided, he's gonna make a contraption resembling that of a UFO or dress people up. So it wasn't a hoax.
Now see,
Cause I honestly thought it was just some stage.
all right. To make a long story short, which you will soon remember, and everybody listening to this program will soon remember, that this game we exist in called life on planet Earth is not like they told us it was. Sorry, not like we told ourselves it was. For we play many games with ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So very simplest way I could put it is the way many co-creators putting it across the internet right now.
Yeah.
These things we are talking about have always existed. This whole game is about energy vibrating different frequencies, and the source has billions and trillions of characters. Wow. A little piece of music now, fancy. We might hear that in the recording because we live on the main road.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna say this. The source is playing all different kind of characters. So all these alien and UFO thing that they want to make seem like coming about right now, these things have always existed. As a matter of fact, if you think about, let's say, all right, the same way we are human beings, we come together, man and wife, and we make little ones. All right, then little ones grow up, they go and become scientists. Then they are little creators, they start to create all kinds of little creations. Some start to genetically enhance this and genetically enhance that. Well, what make you think we are the brightest beings in the game? They got brighter beings than us. And let's just say these brighter beings decide to create, all being the source, decide to create an Earth game experience. It's just that some of the players in the game was more selfish than others. So some of them wanted more of the fun for themselves and less for others. But nowadays, funness coming back to oneness. And oneness is funness. And when everybody realized that it is source, and we start dreaming some different dreams and creating some different realities for ourselves, here comes the heaven on earth we've been looking for. We frequency this game, and we gotta fix this frequency. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's really something to think about for you.
We are the ones collectively have the game going the way it's going. But a lot of us are waiting for something outside of them to come and help them fix it. No. You fix it. You fix you. And once you fix you, the whole game changes. That's how powerful you are. Try it. Change your thoughts. Change your words. It ain't going to happen overnight, but it will happen.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot of experiences in this game. And it's incredible that I'm even sitting down here speaking to you right now. That's a miracle by itself.
Yeah.
Everybody looking to manifest this and manifest that, use their power to this. Why don't you just understand that you are already a wonderful manifestation of this character that you are? And take your time and think like a child. Act like a child in your dreams. And create a better scene. And create and imagine a better state for you and me. I love you all. And this was a wonderful little get together. And we must do it more often.
Yeah, because for sure, definitely.
I just want to say to all the viewers, unconditional love is the way we win this game. Oneness is funness. Be abundant in your dreams.